October 17th as the date for presidential election rerun. This is according to a research conducted by InfoTrack Research following the nullification of the August 8th presidential election. 77% of those sampled also expressed satisfaction with the Supreme Court decision to nullify the presidential election results. The survey sampled 1,500 people across the country, and to get better details of this, let's speak to Director at InfoTrack Kenya, Angela Mbitho, who now joins us live here on KTN News Desk. Many thanks for joining us, Angela. Just quickly take us through some of the most fundamental findings you got from this particular research. Seems a big number of Kenyans are okay with some of the decisions that have been taken since this particular election was nullified by the Supreme Court.
Well, that's very true, Kisa. I think the first critical thing is the confidence, the overwhelming confidence that the public has with the Supreme Court and the judiciary. When you have 77% of Kenyans, indeed from across the country, majority of Kenyans from all the 8 regions, saying they are satisfied with Chief Justice Maraga and his team's, actions and rulings with the petition that were filed, then I think it's an indictment of what it is that Kenyans now feel about the judiciary. And perhaps it is a message to all those people in the country from different stakeholders who have been, in one way or another, attacking and chiding the judiciary, that Kenyans who have the core mandate, in how the country is governed, are actually quite satisfied with the activities and the actions of the Chief Justice and his team. I think the other things that Kenyans are passing as a very, very important message is the confidence level with which they, or the confidence that they have with the very key institutions that will be conducting the October 17th elections. Whilst Kenyans are very confident with, the civil society, with you, the media, indeed with the judiciary, the confidence has been bolstered to 76%. I think it is critical, and we can't ignore the fact that Kenyans are not confident with the IEBC. When you see that, indeed, only 40% of Kenyans are confident with the IEBC's ability to conduct free and fair elections, it begs the question, what does IEBC need to do? And we can't ignore it as Kenyans. And what the 52% of Kenyans who are not confident with the IEBC said is that certain things need to be done for their confidence to be bolstered, that IEBC will do a better job. The first thing they want to see, as was mentioned by 42% or 43% of Kenyans, is they would like to see Chiloba and his top managers step aside. That is a message from Kenyans. Another 40% of Kenyans would like to see the commissioners and their team step aside. But indeed, overall, what we see a majority of Kenyans saying, and those are Kenyans who are not, confident with the IEBC, is that they would actually like to see the top management and the leadership of IEBC do something with regards to giving confidence, and not ignore the fact that Kenyans themselves are right now not confident in them conducting a free and fair election. With regards to the date has been set. I didn't think it was very big news that Kenyans actually are, satisfied with that date. They have no problem with the date. Indeed, those who are not satisfied with the date have then said that they would prefer that the, elections themselves were held at the end of the period, which is 1st November, which is the last possible date that the elections would be held. Thanks, Akisa.
Reasons, Angela, that Kenyans gave InfoTrack while you were conducting this particular survey. There has been a lot of talk from the political class on that particular decision by the Supreme Court, that date that was set. We've even had politicians say that Kenyans are tired. They don't really want to go to another election, but your research is saying otherwise. So what are some of the reasons Kenyans gave you with these questions that you posed for them on even their degree of belief or confidence on the IEBC and the decisions that should be taken on the commissioners that have been perceived to have bungled the August 8th election?
Let me tell you what I postulate from the numbers that we have seen and what Kenyans perhaps then are feeling. The first thing that I think Kenyans are giving us as a message to all of us is that justice is critical. Peace is important, but justice is critical. And the fact that they feel that the judiciary, which is meant to mete out justice, has done so, has been the key message that we saw from this particular poll. And Kenyans have come to appreciate that we need a just and fair society. We're not saying that peace is not important, but that justice is indeed one of those things. And because justice indeed was meted in their eyes by the Supreme Court, then the satisfaction levels are very high. And it then follows that, you know, when we even ask them, which we didn't release, whether they intend to participate in the upcoming elections, almost man for man said they would participate in the elections. So the keenness to actually, you know, participate in an electoral process that is free, fair, and just is something that Kenyans want to see. Of course, therefore, it goes and it follows without any question and doubt that those institutions that are meant to ensure that we have that free and fair election must be beyond reproach. And I don't think that those institutions, I think, according to my own reading and what Kenyans are saying, should ignore the fact that Kenyans require for them to do certain things to instill better confidence that they will do a better job this time.
Angela, before I let you go, from your interactions, this particular, a big number of Kenyans want some IEBC commissioners to step down. In essence, they want a cleanup with the electoral body, IEBC. In the event that this does not happen, will there be any consequences as far as voter turnout on October the 17th?
I think that's a very good question, Akisa. I think if, you know, Kenyans don't get that which they wish to see to instill confidence in them that the elections will be free and fair, then it would be going without saying that it would start introducing elements of apathy. So you're very right in asking that question. And does anybody want to see apathy or low voter turnout? I think, you know, the onus is on those people who we have mandated as Kenyans to run the elections to do the right thing. That cleanup is what Kenyans are saying must be done, and it must be done in earnest.
Angela, thank you very much for speaking to us here on KTN News Desk. Angela Mbitho is the director of InfoTrack Kenya. We'll definitely be bringing you more details from that particular survey that was conducted, featured 1,500 people, a big number of Kenyans there. About 52% say they do not have any confidence that the IEBC will be able to conduct a free, fair, and credible election. And a big number also is in support of the judiciary. The Supreme Court, perhaps, as far as that particular decision to annul this election is concerned. Now,